Hey guys, it's Morgan Zegers, and if the thought of dead children upsets you, join the club. Guess who isn't in this club, though? Apparently not Joe Biden and his top military leaders. If you haven't heard yet, remember that whole drone strike that the Biden administration and Jen Psaki claimed killed an ISIS leader linked to the suicide bombing at the Kabul airport that killed 13 U.S. service members? Yeah, it turns out the drone did not kill an ISIS leader. It actually killed an aid worker, civilians, and 7 children. Here's what's happening. When public doubt started to first spread about Biden's claims that this attack killed an ISIS leader, the Biden administration's Joint Chief of Staff, General Mark Milley, defended the drone strike, claiming, quote, "We think that the procedures were correctly followed and it was a righteous strike." But now, as the truth is coming out, the head of U.S. Central Command, Marine General Frank McKenzie, explained that the investigation, quote, "now concludes that our strike was a tragic mistake." So let's break down this mistake and see how big of a mistake it really was. Our leaders thought that there was an ISIS vehicle full of explosives, but the investigation of the incident explains that the vehicle turned out to be full of, quote, most likely water bottles, and that the, quote, white Toyota sedan struck by the drone's Hellfire missile actually, quote, posed no threat at all. So, even though I was already reaching this conclusion in my head that, wow, our government's credibility could not get any worse, I find myself proven wrong once again. So now, not only does this administration pull out of Afghanistan with some arbitrary deadline and little to no warning, not only do they make the terrible decision of pulling out all presence in the region as communist China makes a power play, not only do they let the Taliban police the outer perimeter of the airport, not only do their actions lead to the deaths of Afghanistan people and 13 American service members at the airport from a suicide bomber, not only do we completely abandon American citizens and our Afghan allies, who we all but promised to provide an opportunity to come to America if they served with us in war, not only did we give billions of dollars of equipment to the Taliban, but now, on top of it all, we leave the country, send down a drone strike to provide Americans with some hollow victory Biden could use to try and increase his poll numbers, saying, "I killed an ISIS leader." But we do it, we kill 7 kids instead and other innocent civilians, and then we say, oops, it was a mistake and no one's going to be held accountable. The best take I've seen from this entire tragedy is the interaction between Rand Paul and Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, who was brought before the Senate after the New York Times initially reported that the drone might not have hit an ISIS member. Senator Paul asked Secretary Blinken, "The guy the Biden administration droned, was he an aid worker or an ISIS-K operative?" And Secretary Blinken replied, "I can't speak to that, and I can't speak to that in this setting in any event anyways." And he later said that the drone strike is still under review, so he doesn't know the answer to Rand Paul's question. So Senator Paul brought the hammer down and replied with a very, very simple thing that I think all of us are thinking right now. He said, "You think you would know before you off someone with a Predator drone, whether they were ISIS or not, right?" Thank you, Senator Paul, okay?